The Pregnant Husband, Chapter 7. In My Veins. Ava immediately called her crony Ivy Parama, who helped her carry Arrow to the car. Ava had met the dude for 10 minutes, then hooked up with Ivy at the cafe. By the time Arrow went back, the duo were watching him. Ivy had liked him and asked Ava to set him for her if she did not mind. Little did Arrow know that the woman he yearned for was seeing him from the corner. He spoiled himself. If Ivy had not told Ava to intervene, my brother would have suffered solemn injuries. They rescued him from the angry man, as Ava claimed that hitting a drunkard like that was inhuman, for 2 wrongs never made a good. Arrow sat in the car and rested his head on the steering. He had spoiled the girl's night. He was cautioned by Ivy, take care. They weren't discussing him. Ivy insisted that Arrow was too handsome for life. She called him beautiful. He was, indeed. Me knew that he was more attractive than Ava, but not better than Ivy. Pretty women existed in the city, but Ivy was in her class. She was so cool, simple, and caring. It seems the more beautiful a woman grows, the more kind she becomes. Pretty girls do not show off. Ivy always kept a low profile, regardless her status. Ivy was better than Ava in general appearance and morally. However, Ava was more liked. They talked about Arrow's madness, for they knew he would never give up. Ivy: why don't you give him a chance? Ava: why should I? I have enough on my line. Ivy: let me hotspot him. He will not regret. Ava: are you out of your mind? Get yours. Leave him alone. Ivy: he's suffering, yet. Ava: stop it. Talk about the rest. I can give you Cassius, but not Arrow. Ivy: I know what I want. Why are you so mean with Arrow? Ava: he's unique. Ivy: you like him, right? Ava: no, I do not. There is the way he makes me feel. Let us not discuss the mad writer. Ivy: he has finally entered you. What did you think? Even the hardest metal has a breaking point. Ava stopped talking since Ivy could not hold. She let her speak whatever was on the mind as they reached Ava's home. Ivy called her mom and reported that she was with Ava. That was the only thing Ivy's mom wanted: communication. Ava and Ivy had been friends for a decade. They did very many things together. At times, Ava spent holidays at Ivy's home during their school days. Ava grew up with her auntie. She never saw her parents, for they perished during the 1994 Rwanda genocide. Ava's father was a Ugandan trader working in Rwanda, from where he met her mother. The couple had only one child, whom they left in the hands of the neighbor. By then, Ava had spent 2 months crying like nothing. The neighbor managed to call her Auntie Grace to pick her. She raised a strong woman who fought for whatever she wanted. When she got a bank job, Ava made up her mind to enjoy life to the fullest. She believed that it was natural for men to fight for women and do everything for them. It was the way for most girls in the city, and whoever acted contrary was local, weird, and barbaric. They had one excuse for whoever criticized their acts: we do not call men to our doors. They even had a saying: caught at your own risk. That distinguished them from others. It was rare to find a girl without competition. Men also realized that good things required investing. Ava enjoyed life with men. She had established a jewelry shop with Ivy, who operated it. Friends took men to the shop and bought jewelry which they resold at lower prices. That night, girls slept late, having had a long girl talk. Ava complained about Cassius. He was good in bed but boring, never romantic and rude, just as Ivy said that the last night she slept with a guy was the most boring. The guy was too soft for life and overrespected his wife. He wanted to make her a second wife. They laughed at once at such a joker who thought he would marry Ivy, yet she was still enjoying life. Silence hit the room as Ava recalled Aro calling her beautiful. She could hear his voice outside. In her night dress, she put on sandals and peeped through the window. There was no one. She ran to bed very fast and slept. Days passed. The dude was nowhere to be seen. Ava tried contacting him, but his number was kindly switched off. Ivy did the same. She got equivalent results. They had landed on his necklace, which Ava intended to return because it haunted her seriously. She claimed that Aro had put a spell on it, which kept on painting his picture in her dreams. Ivy kept laughing at her friend, who had run crazy because of a broke writer who shared a car with his brother. The two cronies had no dreams of falling in love until they attained economic stability from men. Ava swore never to date a hard-up. However, according to Ivy, Ava was craving for a nobody. She had spent 5 days terribly sick with a high temperature. She dreamed while talking about him in the middle of the night. I cannot let you conquer my heart with paragraphs. You are so uncouth that coming close to me makes me sick. How on earth can I allow you in my life? I have denied ministers, legislators, bankers. What of you? She urged. This became routine. I've enjoyed her night monologues. Look, Aro, you are not taking anything. I will make sure you rot with passion. How dare you make a fool out of me in the middle of the streets, in the bar, moreover in front of my friend Ivy. Do you like her? Do you like her? I will not accept her to be yours too. Leave us alone in peace. But wait, my heart is bleeding. Touch it. Please stay here. Keep staring at me. Aro, go away. You stink. Take those filthy fingers away. Do not touch Ivy. Go away, Aro, she shouted and woke up at once. Ivy interrupted Ava's feelings for Aro like the magic beyond imagination. Unluckily, she kept this at heart and never let Ava know. She smiled whenever Ava denied Aro in their confabulations because she knew what sat on her friend's heart. The more Ava talked about Aro, the more Ivy felt pity for him. This sympathy developed slowly without turning back, although she never spoke about it. The love and disgust grows very fast and develops permanently. One evening, Ivy saw our vehicle parking outside the garden supermarket and ran anxiously, hoping to see him, for she had marked the broken side mirror. Knocking well, she saw a woman busy on top of a man having fun and ran inside the building. Then notified Ava, who dashed to the scene. She could not believe what she saw, for the car happily shook like nothing. Ivy knocked, and the woman turned the head westwards, then took a glance at them with a cheerful face. She was so happy with how she rode on the man, who firmly clasped his fingers around her back. Jairus hit the two ladies on the spot. Ivy kicked the car door twice as Ava's hands quivered incredibly. She never thought of letting her go suddenly. Ivy pulled her hand as she persuaded her to leave the man alone. After all, she had better ones, but Ava stood like a dummy. Ivy promptly grew mute when she saw Arrow leaving the supermarket. He was so smart and hot, very cute. She signaled to Ava to look behind, who turned and saw Mr. Perfect plodding towards the car. Ava called Arrow's name with all her zeal and scattered towards him with open arms.